Okay, in this video we are going to be looking at question 6 of the WJC Additional Maths paper from June 2015. So we need to find the coordinates of the points of intersection of the curve y equals x squared plus 6x minus 5. So that's a positive quadratic. Will look something like that. And the straight line y equals 2x plus 1. So the straight line y equals 2x plus 1 will have a positive gradient. It'll look something like that. So we want to find, and the clue really is in the question, the coordinates of the points of intersection. Because if there are no points of intersection, the diagram will look like this, where the curve and line don't meet. If there is one point of intersection, it will look like that, where the line is a tangent to the circle. But we are now looking for something like this. So this is what we're looking for. We can have 2 points where they intersect. And in both of these, the x value on this point and the line on the curve is going to be the same, and so is the y. And at this point, the x and the y of the line and the curve are going to be the same because they're the same coordinate. So what we want to try and do is to find any possible values of x and y where the values are going to be the same. So what I can do is I can put both of these expressions for y. So I've got a y equals this and a y equals that expression. So if the y values are the same at the 2 points where they intersect, I know that this expression here must be equal to that expression there for these 2 points. So I can put them equal to each other. So I can say that x squared plus 6x minus 5 equals 2x plus 1. So this is now a quadratic, which we can solve by making it equal to 0. So I get x squared. I'm going to take 2 x's off both sides, so plus 4x. And I'm going to take 1 off both sides, so I get negative 6 is 0. Now, it asks you to solve this, and it says give your answers correct to 2 decimal places. Now, because it says 2 decimal places, this suggests that it won't factorize, so you've either got to use completing the square to solve it, or you can use the quadratic formula. Now, I actually used the completing the square on the previous question, so I'm going to use the quadratic formula in this one. So my value of a will be my coefficient of x squared, which is 1. My value of b is the coefficient of x, which is 4. My value of c is the constant, which is negative 6. So I know that my x is going to be negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So if I make my substitutions, I get negative 4 plus or minus the square root of b squared, so that's 4 squared, minus 4 lots of 1, lots of negative 6, all over 2 lots of 1. Okay, so if I plug that into my calculator, so I get negative 4 plus or minus, so plus root 4 squared, 4 all over 2. I get negative 2 plus or minus root 10. So 2 possible values. Now it does ask this to 2 decimal places, but I'm going to keep it accurate for the time being. So I get x equals negative 2 plus root 10, or x equals negative 2 minus root 10. So now I need to find the y value that goes along with that. So the y value can be found using 2 different ways. I can say I have an expression for y from the quadratic, and I have an expression for y from the linear. So any substitution of my x into either one of these expressions will give me the corresponding value for y. Now I will use the linear because it's slightly easier. Y equals 2x plus 1. So I'll say from the linear, so my y is going to be 2x plus 1, yep, plus 1. And on this one, my y is going to be 2 lots of negative 2 minus root 10 plus 1. So I get 2 lots of that plus 1. So that's negative 3 plus 2 root 10. Or, from this one, minus negative 2. Negative 3 minus 2 root 10. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to write it to 2 decimal places, which is what we need. So, my first value for x, so I can write, so, therefore, points of intersection are... Okay, so if I take my first one, so negative 2 plus root 10, so that's 1.16. And the matching value of y is negative 3 plus 2 root 10 is 3.32. So, and the second one, negative 2 minus root 10 is negative 5.16. And negative 3 minus 2 root 10 is negative 9.32. Okay, and those are our points of intersection to 2 decimal place.